Cara from Never Skip Brunch.
Ella too.
And we're back with another Home Depot Kids Workshop project. So what's your favorite part of Thanksgiving?
All our family goes ahead and gets around the table to eat that yummy food.
That yummy food. Well, I got an idea. What if we make a really, really pretty pie stand to display our Thanksgiving pies?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's what you'll need. So you'll need some furniture legs, some paint grade rosettes, your choice of top, which can either be 12-inch cork rounds, a project board that you're going to cut into a circle. You can decorate the edge with 1/2-inch dowel pins or 1/2-inch flat plugs. You'll also need
Some wood glue,
some screws,
some wood stains of choice.
and then for tools, you'll need a hot glue gun, a drill, and a jigsaw if you're going to cut your own wood round. Are you ready to get started?
Yes.
So the very first step is that we're going to make our bases. So we're taking these, and we're going to put them just like that to make a base. So let's start by putting a little bit of wood glue on the ends of our furniture leg.
Start by adding some wood glue to the end of the furniture leg with no screw. You can use a foam dabber to spread it around.
Now we're going to put them on here.
Then you can stick the leg down in the center of your rosette.
So we're going to let this sit for a minute while the glue dries, and then we'll come back and put some screws in, okay?
We decided to make multiple pie stands, so we tried out different furniture legs, glued them up, set them aside to dry, and then it's time to make our top trays. We'll show you 2 options.
So this is one where you don't have to use power tools to make it. I have 4. We're going to glue them all together.
We applied hot glue evenly on our cork round and then stuck another one on top, pressing to secure.
Push it down so you can squeeze it.
Ella loves to take a turn with the hot glue gun. Just guide your little ones so they stay safe. Since these are flexible, we're stacking up 4 to make it a lot thicker and sturdier so it can support a pie on top of our pie stand. Let it cool, then it's time to decorate the edges with some added texture.
The fun part, I thought we would decorate it.
Yeah, look.
Okay.
They like around.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the hot glue gun.
And then we can just stick it
Yeah.
like that.
So we're using some 1/2-inch dowel pins and just gluing them around the edges right next to each other. This is going to cover up that striped kind of gross edge we have going on with the cork and give it a finished, fun, textured look. Ella and I took turns gluing, and then she decided to become the designated pattern person and was handing me each dowel that needed to go next.
Okay, so this is our other option for our top. So I have a piece of plywood.
Another option is to make your own wooden round by tracing a 10-inch or 12-inch circle onto a piece of plywood and cutting it out with a jigsaw. A 2-gallon bucket lid or a plate that you have on hand works great for tracing. After you cut it out, be sure to sand it smooth.
A circle, so Mommy will cut this out for you, okay? Here, are you ready to put our screws in?
Yeah.
This step is totally optional, but we decided to add screws into our bases for extra stability.
Great job.
Make sure to sink the screw all the way down in so there's no screw head sticking out that will cause any sort of wobble. Next, we decided to dry some stain.
So just dab. Ooh, that's good. You can swipe it.
We chose a weathered oak stain and applied it by using a foam brush and just swiping it on. This is a fun alternative to paint and can totally level up this piece, but as you'll see in just a second, Ella was not a big fan of the stained look, so we opted to paint this gold.
Do you like that?
Not good.
Not good? What's wrong with it?
We should add some good to it.
You think we should paint it gold?
Yeah.
And that will go with that better?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go spray paint it. Okay, so Mommy cut this hole in here, and we're just going to put it right on the top. So let's start by putting some wood glue.
I cut a hole in the very center with a 1/4-inch drill bit. I actually went through the board, so be careful not to go all the way through, but we're just adding this right on top with some wood glue and screwing it in.
There we go. Okay, now we have to let it dry, and then it's ready for a pie.
We decided to give this pie stand some edge texture as well. I'm using 1/2-inch flathead plugs, which are just little round circle pieces of wood, and I'm just using wood glue to attach them to the edge of the tray. This helps soften that squared off edge and gives it a fun texture and some added interest. If you wanted these little pieces to be a different color, you can paint them or stain them and let them dry before you apply. Here's what our finished pie stands look like. They're chic enough to be displayed on your actual Thanksgiving table, but easy enough to be a kid's project. Once we had them finished, we obviously needed some pie to test these out, and Ella decided that we needed to create a pie that could last until Thanksgiving, so we decided to make a pumpkin pie puzzle, and we'll show you exactly how we did it.
Now it's time to make our pumpkin pie puzzle. You'll need
some Home Depot boxes,
some felt, some white pom-poms.
some orange paint.
Okay, so I have a box, and we're going to cut out a bunch of circles and stack them all up to make a pie.
What?
Yes.
We started by tracing 10-inch circles onto our cardboard box using our 2-gallon bucket lid. You'll need about 5 or 6 of these circles.
Okay, perfect. So Mommy's going to cut out a ton of these, and then we'll glue them together. You squeeze some glue. Go all the way around. Yeah, stop.
Once our circles were cut out, we applied an even layer of wood glue all over. Ella loves to squeeze the glue, and so I followed behind her with a paintbrush to smooth it all out. Then we just stacked up the circles.
Stack it up.
Do you want another one?
Hang on.
And I do that.
Even. Maybe with some more glue.
We added layers of glue in our cardboard circles till we had a stack of about 6 pieces tall. We let this dry, and then it was time to cut the pie. I used a box knife with a fresh blade and started by just cutting the entire stack in half. It takes a couple passes to get all the way through the cardboard, so I just kept going till it was cut all the way through. Next, I cut each half into 3 equal pieces, again making multiple passes till I had a sharp cut all the way through. Next, we wanted to smooth out those rough edges on the side, so I had Ella cut strips of masking paper, and I glued them onto the side with wood glue, sort of in a papier-mâché technique where you put glue, a strip of paper, and then more glue on top to secure. Don't worry too much about getting this smooth, since the bumps will give your pie texture.
And in our heart is where it all begins.
What begins in our heart?
Our story.
Our story?
We have our story in our heart.
I think that's beautiful.
And this is part of me and you story.
It is part of our story.
It's part of our story.
Well, my heart's melting. Listening to tiny perspectives like this is just one of the many reasons I love DIYing together.
Well, we'll let it dry.
Once the pieces were dry, I added a couple coats of orange craft paint. Then it was time to add the crust. Using hot glue, I glued the pie piece down to a piece of brown felt, lining up the edge with the bottom of the pie piece. I folded the felt over on itself to create a rounded edge at the top of the pie. I added glue between the folds to secure, pinching it together at each stage while the glue cooled. I added more glue to the bottom of the piece of pie and secured it to the felt, folding it over and pinching it as it cooled. Once the glue was set, I trimmed off the excess felt right around the edge of the pie using some sharp fabric scissors. To finish it off, I added a dollop of whipped cream by gluing a white pom-pom to the top. Repeat the same process with the other 6 pieces. Now this pie is ready to be served up in your little one's play kitchen as a seasonal special. So that's how to make 2 gorgeous pie stands for your Thanksgiving table. Our pumpkin pie doubles as a kid-friendly centerpiece for the kids' table. We can't wait to see how you customize your pie stands to make them special.
If you like this project, be sure to hit that thumbs up down below, and then you can find more projects just like this at homedepot.com.